Alright, we're back at the Motley Cemetery. You know, we're over here concluding our research. And, you know, we found out some pretty interesting stuff. We did find out that there have been ghost sightings and hearings in the auditorium. And then more weird stuff about screaming and everything else. Ooh, hold up. What's that? Whoa.
We don't know. There's a lot of stories to be told about the Motleys. They're still located over there by Eastville College. We know that there's marked graves for a hand and a foot there, and who knows what stories lie there. We also know that Zechariah Motley first settled in Mesquite around 1856, and he had around 5 sons and 3 daughters. We've also heard that the theater inside Eastville College is actually haunted by the Motleys. And that may be true because the Motley mansion was burned down by vandals, and they were described as high school kids. So that may lead to superstition. And that's what we're going to be investigating in our documentary. So we're going to pass this down to Tejeda, who's over there at Motley investigating. So, Tejeda?
There have been many conspiracies of the Motley family. One of them being here across, as you can see, Eastfield Theater.
So let me tell you about Eastville College. Eastville College was actually a result after the burning of the Motley's mansion. So hadn't the Motley mansion been burned down, there probably would have been no existence of Eastville College, because right after the mansion was burned down, the descendants of the Motleys, they donated the land to Mesquite, and Mesquite turned that land and decided to build a college there. So, since the Motleys had long died off before the mansion was to be burned down, it is possible that their spirits still remain attached to the land because their cemetery is located nearby the college. So, because the cemetery is nearby the college, this may be the result of why the campus is said to be one of the most haunted places in Texas. Because it's the only school that actually carries a cemetery near it.
It's been known to be haunted by a figure who comes watch theater practices late at night. Alright, so we're here with the soccer coach. He works here at Eastfield. We're going to ask him, has there been any weird instances here with the Motley mansion? Has there been any?
I don't know if it's necessarily with the cemetery, but I have heard that we have ghosts in our auditorium for different deals. I haven't actually heard of any of the actual instances. I know one of the teams we play, they researched our school and they heard that we were haunted. I've been up here at night. I haven't seen anything strange or unusual with the cemetery or different deals, but depending on who you talk to. I've only been here for a year and a half, but some of the ones that have been here for a while, they'll tell you that there's some weird things that go on here.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
That was Coach Stein of Eastfield Soccer, and interview number 2. Well, we interviewed one of the students here on campus, and you see, they didn't want to be on camera, so we didn't put them on camera. But anyways, what she said was, out here there are 7 trees on the cemetery, and previously one of the females in the family, again, she didn't specify, but they actually went pretty mad, and they were actually back 1800s worshiping the devil and all that. So when she went mad, she actually committed suicide. So one of her brothers, one of the males in the family, who she didn't specify again, planted a 7th tree to make it holy. As you can see, on the left side there are 3 trees, in the middle there's 1, and on the right side there's 3. Equals 7. Alright, well, we've been on campus for maybe about an hour, and we've interviewed 2 people. One person gave us a detailed story about screaming and all that, and devil worshiping about one of the females in the family. And then we interviewed Coach Stein of Eastfield Soccer, boys or girls. Anyways, he said he did prove our one theory that there has been screaming in the auditorium and that there have been haunting things. So we're on our way to the auditorium, about to check it out. I'm with Dusty Thomas, the head theater teacher here at Eastfield College. And, you know, we were just here to ask you, wondering, has there been any weird things going on around here in the auditorium?
Well, there's always weird things that happen in theater anyway, and it's a rumor, just a general statement that most theaters are haunted in general. But we do hear and see weird things happening in the theater. Like we'll hear people walking down the hall and no one will be there. We'll see stuff up in the booth. We'll see a light or we'll see a shadow that we don't know where it came from. Things will move. Things will just happen. Weird noises mostly. Because we're here late in the evenings a lot, you know, because of rehearsals and stuff. So everybody's always heightened. You know, their senses are heightened in the evenings, and there's it can be scary when you're here alone and it's quiet everywhere else, and then you'll hear stuff, just weird noises. So yeah.
Does it ever bother you or anything like that?
No, because I would assume they're friendly ghosts if they are ghosts. So I would assume they're friendly. Nothing dangerous has ever happened. No one's ever been injured or anything. So.
Okay. That's Dusty Thomas, Eastfield theater teacher. Thank you for your time. That's a wrap. All right, we're back at the Motley Cemetery. You know, we're over here concluding our research. And, you know, we found out some pretty interesting stuff. We did find out that there have been ghost sightings and hearings in the auditorium. And then more weird stuff about screaming and everything else. Oh, hold up. Listen. Whoa. I thought I could have sworn I saw a person. All right, come on. Hey, let's go. All right.
I know you saw that, right?
So,
Yeah.
we're going to conclude this out. I'm Christian Tejeda, producer. I got Kane on the camera. Then we got Adrian and Juan and Ethan on the flashlights.
Better come here.
All right. We're the Conspiracy Busters. That's all, folks. So check this out. We tried to dig up the cemetery and it's like there's no arm right here. So we just wasted a whole bunch of time digging up for an arm that isn't there. We're not in the cemetery. There's no arm right here. We're like in the front of the school.